Just everything instantly was turning around. And then the biggest thing, one fateful night, was at the racetrack, and there was an on-track incident. And on the way home, I was thinking about it, and it really angered me. A couple close friends of mine were involved in something that somebody else had done something rotten, and we were in a crash, essentially. And I blew a gasket over it, and I picked up this phone that I have that I'm filming right now with, and I filmed in a parking lot. I pulled over and I filmed a tirade, a 10-minute rant with F-bombs and anger and just, but on point, just lambasted these people that had done this in the name of racing, trying to explain that, look, this isn't good racing. And to the race community, wake up, people. This happens at every track and whatever. And I made this big, big spiel. And boom, I sent it off on Facebook. And almost as they say, the rest is history. It went viral. And it was shared. I had Canadians, people from Iowa, people from North Carolina, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, people all over the place adding me on Facebook, sharing this. You've got to see this guy's video. Oh my God, this guy's so right. And it just went around and around and around. And it wound up in the hands of someone who has connections with the TV industry. And I'm in the works right now, and I've been traveling, and I've been doing promos and been doing things for this show that we don't know where it's going to go. Not going to put the cart before the horse, not going to buy the mansion yet in the cement pond, but things are really in a place for me that I could never ever have imagined sitting in that snowbank back in March. There's just, it's amazing. And I am very thankful in all ways possible, in all ways that you can be, emotionally, health-wise, financially, career-wise, my life and what's ahead of me, which the next few months are even going to be fantastic. I still don't have anybody to share it with. I'm working on that project, but I've learned that that is the icing on the cake, that I used to make relationships and those things the focus, and they're not the focus there. There are people that would be, it would be great to share it, but on the other hand, those are accessories. They're not the thing itself in life. And the thing in life that I've learned is doing things just to make people happy. And when I started doing something to make those little kids happy, then suddenly I discovered the root of my emotional issues. I discovered what I want in a relationship with someone. I discovered how I am with children, and that even though I've never been a father myself, I handle them actually well. I learned a lot, and I changed a lot as a human being. I definitely changed a lot as a person. I'm wiser in a lot of different ways that I wasn't before, and I'm a lot more patient and understanding, because I realize that the world can throw some pretty big bricks at you, and a lot of times when you think you have problems, they aren't even close to being what you can have for a problem. But I also learned that through those problems, and I learned in a lot of these instances I had, like the death of my friend, that doors opened everywhere to be able to help people, even though I was suffering through problems myself and I was dealing with my own anguish. I was helping his family and helping, doing what I could, and there was always an opportunity to help people, no matter what, no matter how bad I was getting kicked. There was always something I could do that I could lend of myself, and that's the big thing that I learned. So through Thanksgiving, as corny as this video may be, think about it. It's not just a holiday in name only. It really can be a time where you can sit and think about your situation. And even if it's bleak, even if it's bad, like mine was last year, to me, it was very empty or whatever. And even this year, it's not the success, it's not the TV show, it's not the money, it's not my oil tank being full this year that makes it good Thanksgiving or a time to be thankful. It's the things that it's the internals. It's the things that you can't buy. A quick story: I was flying back from Orlando, Florida, and on the way down to Orlando from LaGuardia Airport, I met a woman. They were my seatmates, and I met a girl. She just went through a divorce with her small son. He was 13 years old, and a really sweetheart of a kid. And she was kind of telling me her story, and oh yeah, we're coming up into the holidays, and it's our first holiday without alone. We're gonna share the kids, and da da da. Like your first holiday, without being married. And she was struggling, but just a sweet person. And his best friend had moved to Dallas, Texas, so they had gotten together and decided to meet in Orlando so that the kids could be together for a few days, and because they missed each other. And she was doing this nice thing for her son, didn't have much money. And on the way home, as fate would have it, she flew home the exact same time I did. So she was in the Orlando airport flying back. Her flight was changed, and she wound up on my flight again. Now, we didn't ride together, but we were in the airport together, and I said hi, and she explained, oh, I'm going to be on your plane again, and whatever. And they were eating, and they were off to the side, and I just went to the bar and kind of had myself a meal or whatever. And I told the bartender, I said, hey, I want to pay for those two people over there. And they were sneaky about it and whatever. But she figured it out and came up and said, why did you do that? Why did you buy my meal? You spent, it was like $60. And I told her, I said, it just wasn't me. There was like a big guy in a cowboy hat, and he looked like he had a lot of money. And she told me I was full of it. And she goes, well, I really don't understand why you did that, but thank you. And I said, the reason that you don't understand it is because you don't understand the way that you were in the story that you told, what you had already given to me, and what you had shown of yourself, that you had shown, that you were worthy of such a gesture. But anyway, and there are people out there that are. So it's those things now that matter to me. It is. And who knows, maybe that kid will think about that someday and remember, or she certainly will. And you don't know. The thing that you do, somebody could be on the edge of their rope and you don't know it, and that one little tiny thing you do could take and put them off in the right direction. It really can, and it doesn't take a lot. I turned the bus around in one visit to a hospital with children in it, and my whole life changed because of it, for the better. And it's off on an incredible tangent. But anyway, this is 20 minutes, long video, sorry. But have a happy Thanksgiving, and take the next few days, if you get a chance, to read this and think about your own Thanksgiving, and do more than eat. Although the Patriots-Lions game is a pretty darn good thing to have on Thanksgiving, and we all know how that's going to turn out. So anyway.